Hi, this is Daniela Cambone, and welcome back to StansberryInvestor.com. Last year, when most investors were watching their stocks plummet, one Wall Street legend had an unfair advantage that was identifying winning stocks with massive upside, like Riot Blockchain before it shot up 10,000%, Digital Turbine before it shot up 789%, and Overstock before it shot up over 1,000%. This power gauge comes from the legendary Mark Chaikin. And right now you can get a free in-depth look at how his power gauge system works. A way to type in any of the 4,000 different tickers and see exactly where the stock is most likely to go next and in any type of market. Simply go to powergaugetrial.com for your free look. Again, that's powergaugetrial.com for your free look. All right, let's get to our segment today. Hi, this is Daniela Cambone, and welcome back to StansberryResearch.com. When my next guest is on, I never really know where the conversation is going to head, but I can guarantee you this: it's never boring, it's never dull, it's never short of controversial. Please welcome back to the show, Gerald Celente, trends forecaster, the publisher behind the popular magazine, The Trends Journal. Gerald, my friend, welcome back. Always good to see you.
Oh, it's always great being on with you. Thank you so much, Daniela.
Well, I had to have you on. As you know, there are no shortage of hot current events. You've been tweeting and writing a lot. And I just came back from Canada, and I think you know where I'm going to go with this. Let's start and talk about the Freedom Convoy, which is what the truckers call themselves, which has formed as a response to vaccine mandated for truckers in order to cross borders between Canada and the United States. As you know, this is a topic that has, people say it's united Canada, but I could also argue it has divided Canada, because we have those who obviously are supporting the truckers, saying this is a fight for freedom, and a lot of left-wing media coming out saying, no, there's a bunch of radicals, racists at these events, and if you side with them, you're a racist too. Thoughts on what's going on in Canada with the truckers here, Gerald?
Well, first of all, I applaud them because they're fighting up for freedom. And as you know, I started a church called the Universal Church of Freedom, Peace, and Justice. If you want to get the vaccination, fine, get it. It's your freedom. If you believe you shouldn't get it, fine, it's your freedom. No more. I'll tell you what to do. I'm in charge over here. You have no freedom. I'm the governor, I'm the mayor, I'm the president, chancellor, prime minister, whatever you want to call it in any country near you. So the people's fighting, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to take the Operation Warp Speed gene therapy inoculation, first ever injected into the human body. I'm healthy, I'm not getting it. And now you have a guy like Trudeau calling these people out, calling them racist, this and that. Let's get this straight, all right? He's saying that the truckers are endangering the health of the people because they don't want to get vaccinated. Now, what am I, 6 years old? This guy is fully vaccinated and boosted. His kids are fully vaccinated and boosted. Everybody he's around is fully vaccinated and boosted. And now he's claiming his kids got the virus and he got the virus. So why am I getting the vaccination? Well, I'll tell you why I'm getting the vaccination, because I'm telling you to get the vaccination. So going back to the protests. Again, I follow this very deeply. I'm reading, the media is coming out on one side. They're telling, how disgraceful all of this is, because what do you have of the several tens of thousands of people in Ottawa? Oh, and somebody peed on a statue? What are you talking about? Oh, how about, oh, no, they were trying to get food from a homeless shelter? Come on.
So to that point, because Trudeau came out with a quote there. So CNN was portraying it as, they ransacked the homeless. Like you said, someone peed on a statue. Trudeau, in response, said, I want to be very clear. We are not intimidated by those who hurl insults and abuse at small business workers and steal food from the homeless. We won't give in to those who fly racist flags. We won't cave to those who engage in vandalism or dishonor the memory of our veterans. But I pulled this out for you. This is a tweet that he wrote in 2020, which has resurfaced, okay? While many of us are working from home, there are others who aren't able to do that, like the truck drivers who are working day and night to make sure our shelves are stocked. So when you can, please #thank a trucker for everything they're doing and help them however you can.
He's a fraud just like the rest of them. They're going after a couple of little things when you got tens of thousands of people. Look at these people freezing in the ice cold out there. doing what they can to fight for freedom. And this is what they do. There was a thing called the Battle of Seattle back in 1999. Most people never heard of it. They had a World Trade Organization meeting in Seattle, and they were protesting about bringing China into the World Trade Organization. 40,000 people took to the streets peacefully. And all of a sudden, you see these guys dressed up in black, smashing windows, breaking a couple of things, burning a car, throwing a Molotov cocktail. That was the news. That was the news. We warned, I've been talking to the people involved in this. I said, be careful. They're going to use agents provocateurs and tiny little things to discredit the whole movement. They do it all the time. And there are no more journalists out there.
So on that note, let's talk about escalating tensions between Ukraine and Russia that every day is changing now. I mean, the latest President Vladimir Putin has now signaled that he's open to a diplomatic resolution. But at the same time, the United States in the next few days will deploy 3,000 more troops to Romania, Poland, and Germany. So first of all, do you believe Putin when he says he's open to a resolution, or is he just saying this to appease the situation for now? I mean, how do you see Ukraine-Russia playing out?
Why would I believe Putin? I mean, look what he said. That guy Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction and ties to Al-Qaeda. Let's go into Iraq, even though it's based on lies, and kill 1 million people. Why would I believe Putin? How many countries has Russia invaded? How many bases? What does America have? What is that? 700 bases or something in 80 countries or something like that? They had me hating Russia as a little kid. They had me hiding under a desk in case an atom bomb went off. The Cold War has never ended. It's enriching the military-industrial complex. This is our Trends Journal. You see that?
Yeah.
Spring 2014. Washington confronts Russia with a strategic threat. Washington's coup in Ukraine brought not only a threat to the Russian population in Ukraine, but also a direct threat to Russia itself. The Russian government got in the way of Washington's march to hegemony by blocking Obama's military invasion of Syria and producing a diplomatic solution to the Iranian enrichment of uranium for nuclear energy. Washington concluded that Russia needed to be confronted or distracted by problems that would leave Russian government less confident or be able to counter Russia's aggression elsewhere. Ukraine presented the perfect opportunity for Washington to advance its agenda. You ready? In a speech at the National Press Club last December, this is 2013, Assistant Secretary of State Victoria Nuland boasted that Washington had invested $5 billion in non-government organizations, NGOs, in Ukraine. Allegedly, the purpose of the NGOs was, quote, this is her quote, to teach democracy. However, Ukraine had democracy. In reality, the NGO organizations are fifth columns that can be used to organize protests. Again, people overlooked, we did this in detail, overlooked the important facts that modern day Ukraine, for about 200 years, Ukraine was part of the Russian Empire, on. And we go all the details about how Ukraine under Yanukovych, which was democratically elected, they wanted to bring him into the EU. Ukraine needed money. They were in problems. They were going to go into the EU, and then Putin made him a better deal, both in gas and lending money, and that's when the coup began. People forget this. Mm-hmm. Again, this is detail, page after page after page, with just facts. And here's a quote from Putin. The Americans tell us the fantastic lie that the purpose of American missile bases in Poland is to protect Europe from non-existing Iranian ICBMs. The Americans changed their war doctrine, to elevate their nuclear weapons from a retaliatory deterrent to a preemptive first strike. It goes on and on and on. Again, the deal was clear in paper, and it was between Gorbachev and Reagan and George Bush Sr. that when the Soviet Union broke up, NATO would not expand beyond where they were already, and now they're all surrounding Russia. What if Canada was filled with Russians and Mexico had the Chinese army down there? Oh, America would be happy as can be. I am a warrior for the Prince of Peace. I've had enough of these wars. And where are all the religions? Not a peep from the Pope, not a peep from the Muslims, the Jews, any religions about we need peace. Stop this war talk. Stop this war talk. Oh, the Afghan war wasn't good enough for you? Oh, I know. You love the Yemen war. Only the worst humanitarian crisis on earth. Oh, in the United States, under Biden, under Trump, under Obama, supported the Yemen war by bringing the Secretary of State Blinken was down there when it began, supplying them with billions of dollars worth of armaments to slaughter people. Where is the talk for peace? Again, getting the morons riled up about something they know nothing about. When all else fails, they take you to war.
Well, Gerald, if I had to wrap this conversation, I would have to say, look, it's clear we're living in unprecedented times. We've spoken about this, in depth in other episodes. There's obviously no certainty here. So how, we always go back to this, protecting yourself, right? And if you there's a lot of asset classes you can choose from, including equities, bonds, cash, crypto. We've spoken about your best picks. Is it still gold, crypto?
Yeah. Gold, to me, gold, GSB, gold, silver, and Bitcoin. I want a safe haven asset. They've been knocking Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It's still, what is it? We're talking, was around $38,000 a coin. Started
Right.
from nothing. So I think the NFGs they're gone. That's .com baloney to me. They're going to raise interest rates dramatically. They're going to stop inflation, and they're going to do what they did under the Reagan administration. They killed the economy when they raised interest rates, 18% or something. Stop the economy. But then before the election in 1984, they started lowering them dramatically, and they had a big boost. The GDP boost that you just saw in America was the biggest since then, back in 1984. So they're going to do the same thing. They're going to slow down the economy, but they're going to lower interest rates, and they're going to boost it back up. But in the meantime, the economy is going to go down hard.
Right. I'm following that chain of thought you're on. Let me ask you this. When you say they're going to raise rates dramatically, what's dramatic?
Well, dramatic compared to what they've done. Probably not enough to really make the change. To me, it has to be about a 1.5 to 2%.
I would think. I mean, there's some experts saying you need a 0.5 percentage to start clipping back at inflation, but I would think it would have to be more at this point here.
Absolutely, I agree with you. Again, it has to be around 2%, 1.5 to 2%.
So the market, the market now pricing in, since Powell's come out with a stronger talk against inflation, instead of 4 interest rate hikes, we may see 5. Does it make a difference at this point?
Yeah. Again, let's go back to Powell now. Let's go put this into perspective. This is the clown that was either stupid or lying going back a year ago, saying it was temporary. And then it was transitory. So they were either too stupid to know it was happening, or they were lying about it. To me, they were lying about it. And they were lying about it because they got to keep this cheap money flowing into the system to artificially prop it up. By the way, when interest rates go up, to me, you're going to see the commercial real estate sector dive, because you have an office occupancy rate of, I think nationally, it's only around 40%. Even if it goes back up to 60, 80%, you're still losing 20. But I don't see a real estate collapse. I see prices going down, but not a collapse.
I wanted to bring this up when you mentioned Bitcoin, because you and I never spoke about this. I had Max Kaiser on recently, and as you know, he's a friend of yours. He's looking to move to El Salvador. El Salvador has fully embraced Bitcoin. What do you think of that movement? Of other countries following suit that will embrace Bitcoin as their reserve currency? Is that a trend you're seeing?
No, I don't see that happening. I see some countries doing it. And by the way, I've made this very clear with the whole Bitcoin going back several years. What's going to kill the cryptocurrencies, if anything kills it, is government action to stop it. And the reason the governments are all going to go digital, just like they're doing in China with the yuan, and that was the first one that blew out Bitcoin. That's where all the mining used to be done, is because the government wants to get everything digital so they know every penny you spent, where you spent it, what you spent it on, how you spent it, so they can get what they call tax revenues, because politicians never work. They need your money. So they're going to go digital. And that when they go digital, they're going to ban competition. And if people don't think the government has the power to do that, it's not ancient history. Go back to 1933 in America when FDR said, you can't hold gold anymore. You got to bring it back to the government. And we're going to buy it from you for like, what, $22 and change. And then once we get it all, we're going to raise the price to $33. All right. They'll do anything they want. So to me, the danger in that is that's the big danger when governments take control. That's what's going to drive down the price.
And on that point, Gerald, how far away do you think we are from, a Fed coin, whatever, call it, whatever you want, coin here in the US?
I don't know, but they're going to do it as quickly as they can, as secretly as they can. And
within our decade, do you think?
Oh, definitely. I would say definitely within a decade. I was even thinking within years.
Gerald Celente, thank you so much. Always a pleasure. Come back soon.
Oh, anytime. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you so much for watching. We'll have more great content coming your way. So be sure to stay tuned to stansberryresearch.com. And don't forget, premier content you can't get anywhere else. You got to sign up, DanielaCambone.com. Thanks so much for watching.
Opinions expressed on this program are solely those of the contributor and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of Stansberry Research, its parent company, or affiliates.